Well, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. And my name is Paula Snokio. I am a Senior Vice President with Partner Co. And we're really happy that you've joined us tonight for this opportunity meeting. And so I'd like to introduce you to our host, Ricia Adair. And Ricia is an amazing woman who is a president with us here at Partner Co. And she's got 25 years in the industry. She's a former owner of a marketing training company, former film producer, focused on training series for network marketers, and now is number 45 in the world with our company. She's 25 in North America and has climbed 13 ranks in 7 months. She's also achieved number 3 in Canada and is now ranked president and works with teams in 12 countries. And so I'd like you to welcome our host, Ricia Adair.
Oh, Paula, you are just so amazing. Thank you, Paula. What a great introduction. You're so lovely. Good evening and welcome, everybody. Let's get this party cooking, shall we? We've got some amazing guest speakers. So I'm going to hurry up through my part of the show so you can hear what they have to say. First of all, I want to qualify our audience. Are you here tonight to listen about getting healthy? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to hear about getting healthy. Because you know what? We got one kick at the cat, right? And that means you got to look after your health or else somebody else will look after it for you. Who here would also like to earn an extra income stream to look after all those must-haves in the world? Put a 2 in the chat if you're interested in extra income. Then I know who I'm talking to tonight. I'm going to share with you both because these products are so darn good that you're going to be smiling brightly and people are just going to be looking at you saying, "What have you done? I need some of what you got." So let me share a little bit my story with your permission. We moved into our beautiful Casa 700 Mangoes and Mini Boutique Resort in October 2023. So excited. We pulled up in the pouring torrential rain, only to wait 45 minutes for a realtor to show up with a key. And then we got into the house and it didn't look like it did when we saw it in January, 11 months ago. And we thought, wow, there's something called salitre in Mexico that eats away your concrete. You know, it's a tropical thing. So chunks of concrete were falling off the walls, doorknobs were falling off. The pool was green, filled with algae. It didn't look like that, I'll tell you. And the gardens didn't look like they are now. So we were in for a bit of a rude awakening to move into our dream home. And our little bit of nest egg that we had completely disappeared so fast for tradesmen and everything getting ready for our upcoming season. That threw so much anxiety at me. I'm usually a very positive, high energy person, but it threw so much anxiety at me that I ended up resorting to eating comfort foods, the gooey cheeses, the breads, the cinnamon buns, the cake, the chocolate. And what ended up happening was an obese situation. I got very sick, of course, with those lifestyle choices. And I ended up going to Dr. Tom and saying, "Dr. Tom, this is critical and I need your help." He said, "Ricia, I've researched and you definitely have a serious case of FFB." Oh, Dr. Tom, whatever could that be? He said, "Girl, you're fat, frumpy, and broke." And then that magic day, April 17th came, that changed my life. Chris and Joni Budd from Costa Rica, Canadian friends of mine, called me and said, "Ricia, you got to know about these drops." She probably saw a fat picture of mine on Facebook. And I went, "Joni, I need the drops. I know I want the drops. I have no money. I have no money, Joni. I'm so broke because I'm living the dream, right? Remember that?" And she just said, "You got to find a way. You got to make this work." I found enough money to buy 2 boxes of drops. That's all I could find. And she told me about the system of growth, about posting testimonials of thousands of others who have had massive success with these drops. And I said, you know, what have I got to lose? I paid my Wi-Fi bill this month, so I'm going to start posting. I did my first 2 posts as according to the system. And then my third post that very same day, April 22nd, my drops arrived. So Mike took my picture. I put something silly on it. Yay, my drops are here. My first day of posting on Facebook to share this great product with my peeps, and look at 59 comments, of which 20 ended up in new customers, of which 6 said, "I'm joining you on this team. Tell me more." So with that, I thought, I've got the vehicle now. I've never in my 25 years in this industry seen this kind of customer reaction to wanting my product. I've never seen this kind of entrepreneur reaction to wanting to join me on the team. So I set my goals for the year because I'm a goal setter. I like to manifest and I teach goal setting. So this is the whiteboard came out and let's get those goals down. Well, guess what? My 7th month was my magic month. 7 months in, all of the following pictures happened. A new fridge in every villa. I was able to hire a maid. Sarah's still with me. I love her to bits. I love my fridge. We brought in the paint crews to put some beautiful color in this house. 7 new air conditioners, eco-friendly air conditioners in every one of the villas, every room in the house. And we bought Mike a brand new motorcycle. The pergola on the bottom level had been in need of repair. It was starting to collapse. So that was a $5,000 improvement. Things were happening so fast, and not to mention the salitre all got fixed, the doorknobs got fixed, and the pool pump got fixed, you know, all those extra things that came along with it. Wow, I couldn't believe all these goals came through so fast. And then we had the earthquake that caused our pool to fail. Remember, I run a hotel, right? It's important that you have a pool that works when you have a hotel. Well, it ended up in thousands of dollars of damage. But fortunately, thank you to Partner Co. and my income with this company, we were able to quickly repair that pool and get it reopened in just a couple of weeks. Plus, we were able to upgrade to put some lights in the pool. Wow. And then I got the email that said, you are now qualified to go to Punta Cana. And I went, you're kidding me. I've been with the business at that point 8 months, and I qualify for a beautiful 5-star diamond all expense paid vacation to beautiful Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. This trip was amazing. The company paid for my dinners, the drinks, the parties, the adventures, the zip lining. Everything was paid for. There was 178 people in the crowd. Half of them were like me that were brand new in the business. And I said, holy cow, really pinched me, God. Thank you. You've answered my dreams. Now let's talk on a health level. You already know how financially I went from broke and desperate. And let me repeat, capital B, capital D, broke and desperate, to someone that's now getting her mojo back. You can see in the top picture, the frumpiness that I was carrying around with me. I just lost my confidence as a woman. I just didn't feel sexy. I felt frumpy. And in 13 days with this product, you can see the noticeable differences. In 3 months, I went from size 18 to size 9. No more owies in my fingers and toes, my lower back, no more owies in my heels. I feel like I'm 35 years old, sleeping like a baby. My skin is beautiful. My hair is longer it's ever been. This is the brand new Ricia Adair. And I'm so grateful to this amazing company and these amazing products. And I look at that picture on the left. That was on our way down as we camped from Canada down to Manzanillo, stopped in Las Vegas. I don't even recognize that girl. Holy cow, how'd that fat girl get inside my computer in the first place? Just recently, I was in Chapala, close to Guadalajara. There's Barbara Hoyle, one of my superstars in Mexico here. And there we are celebrating for Dallas, and we went out for a team dinner. Size 9. Transitions happen so quickly. In fact, when you look at the many pictures I'm about to show you, it doesn't even look like the same person. That's what our products do for people. They give us our lives back. And I give great thanks to Darren and John. These two gentlemen saw 5 companies that were in desperate need of help. They all had amazing, stellar products, clean ingredients created by doctors, backed by science. John was personally involved with one of the companies. They came together, pooled their shekels, and they ended up buying Partner Co. Well, what they did is they bought all these companies and called it Partner Co. So we are simply partners together. Let's look at the reality of what's going on. We've got systematic poisoning in the foods we eat. The water, most people are buying bottled water, which is like crazy. We used to drink out of a hose when I was a kid. The air we breathe, we see the chemtrails all the time, what we put in our skin. We have upon us a 21st century problem, a situation that our grandparents did not see. Add to this, every package you read contains sugar in all the food products, and the fact that most of what we eat today is not even food anymore, but food-like products. And all of this contributes to serious hormonal imbalance. Your leptin, insulin, ghrelin, and cortisol are just a few of the hormones that influence our appetite, our metabolism, and body fat distribution. It is proven that people who are obese have hormone levels that encourage the accumulation of body fat. You hear about insulin resistance and so on and so forth. This is all hormonal imbalance. You hear about night sweats, hot flashes. That's all due to hormonal imbalance. You hear about continuous obesity, the inability to lose weight, hormonal imbalance. All of it is tied together. I had no idea because 14, 15 months ago, I thought I was getting old and fat. That's what I thought. And it was part of the deal. Until I found out that's not true. These are symptoms of hormonal imbalance, mood swings, hot flashes, low libido, acne, headaches, insomnia, night sweats, tiredness, fatigue, food cravings, usually sugar and carbs, weight gain. If you have 1 to 3, put 3 in the chat. If you have 4 to 7, put 7 in the chat. If you have 8 to 10, put 10 in the chat, please. And if you're brand partners, I want you to think back to the day before you started our products, what your number would have been. And I was easy at a 7 before I started these products. Well, I discovered we have over 100 products, all of them so good. Again, these 5 companies came together with the best products, in my opinion, in the world. And every one of these products can help with every aspect of your health, from balancing hormones to offering you healthy weight loss. And I'm going to put healthy, rapid weight loss because it's amazing your transition will happen quickly. Immune health, follow our program, gut health, athletic support. We have so many amazing products. We just heard from Dale before we started the event tonight about yet another product that she just loves. People are telling me that all the time. Partner Co. has excelled in bringing not only the best executive and marketing team forward, but also they've collected the best scientists in the world. Dr. Ray Strand, he's our chief medical officer, very famous. He's written so many books about wellness. Dr. Joshua Plant just recently came on board. He graduated from Harvard with his master's, his doctorate in biology in 3 years with honors. The only person ever to have done that. Dr. Pina from Mexico City, bottom right. He is one of the world's leading gastrointestinal doctors, very well recognized. He's the guy that gives seminars and other doctors take notes. He is that guy. And he actually promoted invented our probiotics product. Together, this whole team, Brett West, he knows everything about the wonders of Noni. We've got Kristen White on our athletic council, Dr. Crystal Vance, our wellness council. We are loaded with talent, serious scientific talent. Together, there's over 215 plus published clinical studies. They do surprise annual quality tests, surprising on our raw ingredients and our manufacturers. There's really tight control to ensure that you get exactly what we promised you're going to get. What got me excited was the fact that we have a global company. I can do business in 50 countries. I can be my little office in Manzanillo with my window view of looking at the iguanas in the trees. And I'm able to easily connect to my friends in Canada, in the United States, and worldwide, as can you. Let's imagine you follow our system of growth. It's easy training, easy peasy, 30 minutes, we train you. Your friend from Italy sees your post. She wonders, can I get the drops? Absolutely. You go to the Italian flag, send her a link, and the European office fulfills the order. By next Friday, the following Friday, you get a paycheck. It's that transparent. There's no international business numbers, no international applications, no tax implications. We are absolutely transparent in being able to do business in 50 markets. And soon, to open up new markets, including India, one of the largest populous countries in the world. Let's talk briefly about the products that we have. And these are some of my favorites. There's no way I can talk to you tonight about all 100, but I want to focus a little on Skincerity. We bought this company, specifically this product. It's been on the market since 2005, created by a team of dermatologists targeted towards problem skin. This is the only, to my knowledge, breathable skincare mask in the world. And it's got amazing healing properties, even though we say we can't heal or cure. But it's really coincidental that when you use our products, magic starts to happen. Marlene promoted, or rather shared with me, these pictures of her legs suffering from eczema. Her sheets are all bloodstained. In just 2 to 3 weeks of rolling with the skincare, with the Skincerity roll-on mask, her legs return to normal. We have situations in adult acne. Stretch marks go away very, very quickly. Signs of aging, rosacea, surgery, and bowel wounds. And I personally experienced, I was in Winnipeg. My sister was going through chemo treatment and it was ripping the skin right off her palms of her hands and her feet. She couldn't walk. Her feet were red, raw red. I said, Lori, before you go to bed tonight, let's roll your feet. Let's roll your hands. The next day, her feet were pink. Her hands were pink. And she got up and was able to walk. We were able to go out shopping and do stuff that she could walk in comfort. She couldn't believe it. It was like, here, Lori, take a bottle. I'll send you 2 more. Just keep rolling, right? It's amazing, amazing stuff. Noni, oh my God, I call this the army of soldiers to protect my body. It's absolutely everything wellness, supports your healthy immune system. When I get swollen throat there, I gargle the Noni. As a matter of fact, Barbara in Jalisco, she started to get strep throat. She started gargling with the Noni, and in no time she got well. Wow, how about that, eh? Mobility, joint health. Imagine getting in and out of your car with ease, getting on board that airplane, in and out of the seat with ease, up and down a staircase when you come to visit me with ease, right? That's our Noni. Love it. Noni and collagen, we all love to have healthy skin. And the Noni, or the collagen, I should say, also works from the inside. So you need to be young from the inside before your beautiful skin on the outside starts to show up. Combine it with Noni, the most efficacious fruit in the world, and you've got a magic product there. Nutrify is our vitamin line. We've got so many great things about this line I want to share with you. The probiotics, again, the best in the world. It's a slow release capsule, 15 different strains of probiotic, prebiotic, with billions of them inside that patented bottle that is protecting the product against the heat. Again, created by our own Dr. Pina. Omega Q for your brain, for your heart. Rejuvenix for your brain and energy. Optimal M and V, M for minerals, V for vitamins, for your eyes, for your lungs, for your blood, for your bones. These products look after every system inside your body. Vinali is the strongest seller in France as well as China. People take it to strengthen their skin after losing weight from the drops. Well, guess what? It's loaded with so much vitamin C and organic grapeseed extract from a certain mountain in Italy. Very, very specific for the best grape in the world of that area for this product. And all of this lends to an added immune system. I've heard of people that have used it in times of serious influenza, and they just power dose the Vinali with the MOA and the Noni and gone, right? It's amazing. Allergies, people no longer suffer from allergies. The MOA, a friend of mine recently, he said, Ricia, you know, those owies in your fingers and toes, as soon as you get a paycheck from our company, you have to order some of this MOA. So I listened to somebody who's making more money than me. This MOA is my answer to being able to walk my dog without pain. 36 superfoods in that little sachet. I love the taste of it. It's got a little bit of a punch because it has black pepper as a conductor to help all the nutrients from these superfoods to enter into your body. All of them superfoods, most from exotic, exciting locations. This MOA is the answer to pain and inflammation. This lady had a surgery on her ankle that went south in no time at all. I think it was about 3 or 4 days. Her feet turned back to absolutely normal. MOA is wonderful. We're going to hear from James Scott, and I think he'll share with us his MOA story tonight as well. Now, every now and then, we want to go for the Italian, or Uncle Henry's having a birthday party. Sugar Stop is going to help you block those sugars from spiking your bloodstream, from sucralose sugars, and also the sugars created by carbohydrates. This is a powder you mix with water. I take it whenever I go to a restaurant because you always know that restaurants high calorie foods, right? And it blocks a lot of those sugars. And plus it fills you up so you eat less. Wow, the Advantage is another wonder product. We have an expression in Spanish. It's called estrella, a product estrella, which means a star product. And Advantage is definitely another one of those. It increases metabolism and burns calories 10 times more leaner, 10 times more, so you get leaner and faster. It targets that stubborn visceral fat around your waist and hips, you know, the muffin top kind of thing that you just can't seem to lose. It activates fat burning cells in your brown adipose tissue and helps prevent weight regain following your weight loss. It's a wonder product as well. I don't have it in Mexico, so when I go to Canada, I have to smuggle it back in. Pure Nourish is my breakfast. Love it, love it. 18 grams of protein. It's vegetable protein made from peas. It's loaded with prebiotic, probiotic, loaded with so much nutrition. If all the food in the world should disappear tomorrow, have clean water, you're able to be nutrified for life. I happen to love the cocoa or the chocolate taste. Cocoa in Canada and US is called Power Boost. And with that, it gives me that beautiful cocoa flavor. Love it. Again, it's filled with minerals and vitamins. The Giving Greens is our green drink, all the efficacious greens. Before we talk about the drops, I want to first introduce to you Renew, one of my favorites, Fountain of Youth in a box. Renew is the only one of its kind in the world. We have 2 international patents pending. It helps combat the natural aging process. Who would like to feel younger, right? Say I. Put a 10 in the chat if you would like to feel younger, please. Helps combat the natural aging process to promote youth and vitality. Let's talk about this because this is a very important product. Not only does it taste delicious, you're going to take it just before bed, put your sachet in to have a glass of water. This product is expertly formulated to trigger HGH, human growth hormone production. HGH promotes deeper, more restorative sleep. That's when your body does its healing, when it's in that deep sleep. Increases libido, stamina, and pleasure. How about reducing body fat and increase lean muscle? So marry it up with your drops program and you're going to have wonder results. Promote youthful looking skin and hair, improve mood and energy, and cell regeneration. This is one of my best sellers. And it's crazy right now because in Mexico, it's 2 for 1 this week. I mean, we get some great sales here. So I know all of you are going to text me and say, hey, bring me some of that Renew and I'll meet you in Dallas. Let's get serious here. We've got some serious statistics here out of the entire world. Mexico, Canada, and US are the 3 most obese nations on the planet. Why? We love our fast food. When I was a kid, McDonald's was a treat once a year. Now some people do McDonald's every day, right? There's things that are happening in our diets. As we mentioned, the proliferation of sugar coming into all the foods. We've got a serious case of overweight and obesity. We need help. Slenderies Day and Night Drops. We also have the Slenderies Bottle 1 and Bottle 2 in the United States. I want to say this. We have the Mexican pre-meal and night drops. 3 different formulas, different ingredients that all create the same results. It's science magic. These are the tools that are going to help you abstain from all those foods that we know are not good for us. Let's talk about that in a moment, but first know this. These drops were created by doctors backed by science. They're created 16 years ago. You will drop twice the amount of weight as diet alone, proven in clinical studies. There's so many doctors that are now recommending the drops. I have several doctors on my team here in Mexico. Another doctor 2 days ago called me up and said, Ricia, I've reviewed everything about these drops and I'm ready to promote it to my patients. These drops will help with balancing your hormones, rapid and healthy weight loss. They will control your appetite. You get a signal to say stop eating. So you listen to that signal and you stop. How about this? I am now over 500 days without sugar, and I was the girl that had dessert twice a day. It stops sugar cravings. One of the most serious addictions to overcome on the planet, more serious than heroin and cocaine and cigarettes. You can now do it with these products. Helps with migraines, better sleep, improved libido, more energy, improved your digestion. I have people that had trouble for 30 years. Now they're regular in the bathroom all day. Controls your mood swings, clarity and memory. It lifts that brain fog and you just seem to be thinking in clarity. Improve your immune system, reduce inflammation, as you saw from my pictures in the beginning. There's so much about these drops. To me, it is God's miracle drops. Over 1 million bottles sold over the last 16 years. Now, we want you to marry it up with this approved food list. It's loaded with good food to eat. I do not go hungry on this program. As a matter of fact, our Parksville team put together this beautiful buffet at a Super Saturday. Everything on this table is in the program. We can eat exceptionally well. We need to teach you to get away from those foods that are bad for you, the foods that got you into trouble in the first place, and go back to the goodness, the proteins, the vegetables, the fruits, all of those things that keep your blood sugar levels balanced without the glycemic spikes in your blood. That's what we're trying to avoid. This is a lifestyle, guys. It's not a fad. It's not a diet. We're asking you to adopt clean eating. Yes, occasionally you can go to a lasagna, but no, spaghetti is not your everyday meal anymore. Stay away from that Kraft dinner, okay? And let's go to some proteins, vegetables, exercise 15 to 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Drink your water, right? We all this stuff we know. We know this, right? And then we got some bad habits in the way. Let's look at the changes that start to happen. And again, a lot of these transitions happen very, very quickly. Yes, guys, you've got hormones too. James lost 47 pounds in 4 months. And the guy on the right, look at the difference. He looks like a younger brother of the guy on the left. That's what I mean by physiological changes. Dr. Crystal on the right lost all that weight 6 years ago. She lost an entire person. Huge physiological changes. Athletes perform far better with our products. I just had Julie Park on my Spanish call last night. Go to my YouTube. You got to listen to Julie Park. Paula, if you don't mind putting my YouTube in the chat. Wow, her story is out of this world. These drops have saved this girl's life. Huge transition with Julie Park. The Hublers, he's a physiotherapist, right? He tore the science apart. Sheila Peltier had cancer radiation treatments. She lost her joie de vivre with the drops. She not only said goodbye to 25 pounds, but she was able to gain her life back again. Chris Bailey suffers from Lyme disease. He had antibiotics down his throat from one doctor to the next until he got the drops. He started to get well again. Selena Kirby, her A1C numbers way down, her diabetes numbers way down, or rather the blood pressure numbers went way down. Ashley suffers no longer from night sweats and hot flashes. She lost 15 pounds, but her husband lost 65. Anne and Chad lost over 125 pounds together, and he also said goodbye to 12 medications. Jerry not only lost 12 pounds, but he also no longer shakes. He had the shakes seriously, and so did my husband, Mike, who no longer shakes. They both had acid reflux. Not no more, not with the drops, back in balance, and they both suffer from migraines. No longer. So both my husband and Jerry experienced very, very similar results. My husband now is only 7 pounds away from his high school weight. Wow. Colleen, this transition happened in less than 8 months. Look at that picture, less than 8 months. Kelly, another gal on our team in Qualicum. We've got Sherry, our team in Nanaimo. Well, there's one story after another. Tammy doesn't look like she needs the drops on her before picture. This gal is in her 50s. Look at what she looks like on the right after the drops. That looks like the body of a 24-year-old. Nancy, holy cow, she just got a call from her heart doctor who said, I can't help you anymore. Your labs came back and you're in excellent health. She said, Doctor, remember those little drops I told you about in the spring? Well, that's what did it. Her husband, Wayne, also experienced great weight loss as well. Valerie from Victoria, we've got one story after another, and it's not only about weight loss. I want to say this for those of you that don't need to lose weight, the drops are kind of like intelligent. They're not going to take skin off your bones, but even thin people need to get their hormones back into balance. Dear Gwen had serious foot fungus, and she was able to get healthy by June 13th. Look at perfect toes. Penny was very, very sick. 60 days later, Penny's transitioning very well back into a real life. Barbara here with her little chubby. She went to size 7, and look at her. She's almost 70 years old. She's 2 years from 70. She looks amazing. It's all these products. Tiger was very, very sick with COVID. He was dependent on oxygen. After the drops, he's lost not only a bunch of weight, but he's back bench pressing 400 pounds. Charlene, our beautiful Charlene up north in British Columbia, had a bad fall. Her son says, we're taking you out of that lakeside home, Mom, and putting you into assisted living. She said, no, give me the drops for 2 weeks and I'll show you what happens. Well, she's still in her lakefront home. This is almost a year now. She's just coming from Aquafit when she took that picture for me. Cheryl called me wearing that black sweater on December 24th, Christmas Eve, and she said, I'm ready for your drops. The transition in Cheryl's happened so quickly, she's lost over 50 pounds. Jane Storch couldn't close her hands because of inflammation, loved sitting on her couch, not getting out to walk the dog. The girl on the right said, Ricia, I'm sorry, I have to leave your meeting for half an hour because I got to go buy a kayak and I got to get it before you guys sells it. Now Jane is out there playing on the lake. Doesn't even look like the same person, having life again. Oh, I just love going over those stories one after the other. Let's bring forward a beautiful lady, Lori Davis from Saskatchewan, Canada, Town Unity. Take a good look at the picture of what happened with Lori. Wow, so unbelievable. Lori, I'm really excited to hear your story. Thank you for joining our call.
Yeah, you bet. So I guess my heaviest was 235 and now I'm 147. So what had happened with me is I had a hysterectomy and I just started to balloon bigger and bigger and I couldn't figure it out. So I actually started taking some training and worked with a naturopath to help kind of reduce and get back onto a good diet. And then my friend in January introduced me to Partner Co. So I've been on the drops and I've lost about 10 pounds, but it's a lot bigger than that. So my energy level has increased. My brain fog, I used to not be able to remember anything. That has done miracle. My mood, I used to be quite cranky and would bite anybody's head off. And now I'm pretty cool and calm. So there's been better sleep, all those kinds of things. And my digestive system has really improved. So um, for me, it's probably more of the other side effects that I have been, and now with the drops and everything, it's really improved on that.
There's a
And
lot of non-scale wins, aren't there?
yeah, and two, I noticed that now I'm starting to tone up a lot more. So it's not such, of course, when you lose a lot of weight, you get pretty, droopy skin and that, and some of the other products that I've been on, it has really helped. So I'm all for these products, that's for sure.
Wow, awesome, awesome. What a great testimonial. Thank you so much, Lori. And
You bet.
congratulations on your wins, on your weight loss. You look amazing. We're going to see you in Dallas. You're joining us at our
Yes.
PXP convention in Dallas. We're all going to stay at the same hotel at the Magnolia, so that's going to be so fun as well. Lori, thank you so much for offering your testimony for us today, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And when that side says so much more, that's what it means. It's exactly what Lori just explained to us. There's so many non-scale wins of getting your body working like God intended to work. Now we're going to go over to, oh, what happened to James? Okay, well, you know what? I've lost my slide of James here, but I haven't lost James in the gallery. James, are you with me?
I'm here.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Well,
You,
James, you have
you kicked
got,
me out of the gallery.
what's
You kicked
that?
me out of the gallery. You kicked me out of the gallery.
No, I didn't kick you out of the gallery. I got your slide somewhere. I moved it, but it's not in the order. So, anyways, when we come to
Uh,
it, everyone's going to be able to see it. James, you have one of the most powerful testimonies of anybody on the team. So, you got introduced to the drops. When was it? About January or something?
6 months ago.
Okay.
I'm
All
just going
right.
into my 6 month.
Going
Yeah.
into your 6 month. Okay. Who was the guy before the drops?
The guy before the drops was a very, very miserable, uh, uh yeah, a horrible man. Um, my story starts at the edge of a cliff. Literally, I went up there to take my own life, and I I stood there looking down, and then I looked over to the side, and somebody had written in chalk, "Don't jump." So I stepped away from the cliff, and I went down on my knees and I prayed. I've never been a religious man, but I did. And so yeah, so the story continues. I get a composure here. Yeah, I got introduced to the drops about 6 months after that by a good friend who remembers me at 290 pounds. Um, but leading up to the cliff is I've had a life of misery. Like um, from age 21, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's dystonia, which is a very painful disease. Parkinson's. It's my whole life I was on painkillers and whatever, and up all times of the night, and had all kinds of things done to me, and intramuscular injections and everything for years. Um, Also, 17 years ago, I had an injury to my ankle, and yeah, I wore this thing on my foot for 17 years. I couldn't walk
Wow.
without it. So I took that off about a month ago. I don't need it anymore. I suffered from severe depression, severe depression. Acid reflux was normal, you know. Glaucoma for dry eyes. I don't have dry eyes anymore. My mood, especially my family, my wife, she couldn't say anything where I wouldn't just tear her apart, and, and yeah, it's just I was just a horrible, horrible man, you know. I had so much hormonal problems going on that I just, like I said, I just didn't want to live, you know. I do now, so uh,
Good.
I
Glad to
have
have you
a
back.
lot of migraines. I suffer from chronic sinusitis. I got rid of like 8 or 10 medications, you know, in a very short time. Uh, and my sleep is like, I was up like 3 or 4 times a night putting pain medications on my leg, and just to sleep for another 2 hours. Um, Everything. A night sweats. I'm now down 70 pounds, by the way. 20
Congratulations.
inches.
That's
I had high
amazing.
blood pressure. Oh man, I had it all, you know. And this is like I'm saying, a totally lifetime full of misery from age 21, and turned around by a few drops, like totally turned around by a few drops. Uh, I can't say enough about this company, and I hope it saves somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow.
You
What a
know.
story. And,
So I have something else to add, though, Risha,
yes,
from
please.
the other day, 20 minutes before I was out being in pain all night. I had to go out for a walk. And then we came to this little hill, which is about 100 yards long. And before I got on the drops, or before I got the brace on my leg, I used to run. I used to love running because it gave me such a rush, your lungs fully expanded and everything. And I thought, can I? Can I? And I mean, if I show you an x-ray of my foot, I've got all kinds of hardware in there and everything. And I ran down that hill. I ran.
Wow. Wow.
It felt so good, you know? So, and that is thanks to Noni and Moa and the drops. I take all those three. I take everything. I'm a product of the product. Those three have taken me off the edge, and given me my life back.
Wow. Well,
So,
James, you've got a big job ahead of you because you got to go out and tell the world.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I've been trying. Yeah,
Well,
like I said, if I can save one person.
that's it. It's that one starfish that we threw back into
Yeah,
the ocean that he's going to wave back at you and say, "Hey, thanks." And it's when I hear these stories, I started the program and I talked to Cheryl Cook, a mutual good friend of ours, and Cheryl started the drops. You just saw her picture in January because she got caught in that postal strike thing. And then Cheryl talked to James, and James has talked to people, and that's what it is. We've got a network of reaching out to help one life at a time. And that's what this is
Cheryl
all
is my
about, isn't
angel.
it, James? Yeah,
Cheryl is
yeah,
my angel. I'll love her
absolutely.
forever.
Well, I'm so glad that you found Partner Co and that the products have had such a great help for you because now, for the last golden years that we're supposed to be calling this part of our lives, this is when we can go out and really enjoy it, right?
For sure.
Thank you so much, James. I really appreciate your
You're welcome.
testimonial. I love you so
Thank
much
you
and
for having
thank
me
you
on.
again.
Love you too.
Okay. So let's make a decision. Set yourself up for victory. That's it. Get on the program. Stick to the food plan, drink your water, get some exercise in, walk the dog, whatever it takes. Because believe you can, and you're halfway there, right? And there's testimonials after testimonials. So let's say, how can you get these drops? Well, we love our retail customers, but you will pay premium. So why not? When people come up to you and say, James, you're looking good. Lori, you're looking good. What are you doing? Well, we're going to share naturally. So why not be able to have the tools available that you can easily share the products to others? For $29.95 US one-time membership, or $37.95 in Canada, you get all the tools. There's great training. Leaders are constantly reaching out, offering extra tips and tricks for you on building this business. And with our system of growth already in place, you just have to learn how to copy and paste. So now is the income portion of the presentation. Now that you know we've got such an amazing product, let's go out and share it with others. The last time I checked, a plan B was to have that extra income. My dad would call it the midnight oil, right? When he get a side job from the railroad, and that midnight oil was all about taking the kids to Disneyland on a vacation and all that. But the reality is everyone needs the midnight oil, because your plan A is not keeping up with the inflation of the times, right?
Ricia, we can't see your slides.
Oh, you can't.
All we've got is the disclaimer.
That's where I'm at. Yeah, we're good. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So in this respect, let's talk about whatever your passion is, your individual drive to learn and to study and to be trained and talk to people like James is doing, is going to determine your income level. Now we're going to talk about turning your drops into profits. When you become a brand partner, you're going to enjoy 30% in retail profits. That's right. Your price of your products is 30% less than suggested retail. In the United States, an example of this would be purchase a 4-pack, sell 3 for a profit of about $220, and keep 1 for yourself. So basically you're getting your box for free. In Canada, same thing. Your 4-pack, you can sell 3. You have profits of $200+, keep a box free for your own use, and you're in business. You're helping already people. You have an international market waiting for you. Social media can open the doors to all these different countries. We teach you the board system. We teach you where all the different pictures are to post, the testimonials. You just copy and paste, plug and play. When I posted Rick and Crystal, they had lost together 210 pounds. There were so many comments that came in from this, and that's all we do is post and boast about pictures of others that have had great success. I'd like to suggest that you look at the top pay position. The top pay is going to earn you the most profit forever with this company. And by purchasing 30 boxes, a 30-pack in the US or 3 10-packs in Canada, is going to bring you those profits of anywhere plus $2,000 in profits. Plus you get your box for free. So first, let's talk about getting your position activated so you're eligible to receive position or commissions. It's a 200-point position to be able to activate. A 4-pack will do that for you in both Canada and the US. I'm going to recommend throw Renew into your shopping cart. You'll be glad you did. There's member packs in Canada. They're available for a short while longer. There's also a business pack that would increase your commissions when you get paid by referring others. The elite pack will increase your commissions even more. But the ultimate pack is 3 10-packs in Canada or 30 boxes in the United States. And that's going to get you the top pay. In the United States, you have 10 packs where your unit cost comes down a little bit. You also have 22 10-packs or 30-pack. On a 30-pack, look at your profit, $2,710, and you're still giving friends and family a discount. Where can you open a business for $2,300 and be able to profit in your first month? We're voted the best plan in the industry. We have the proof in the pudding to show it. 9 ways of getting paid. But in order to get paid, we are a product business. James mentioned he's a product of the product. So this is all about selling or buying 100 points of product. And I'll tell you, every one of our products is stellar. You will feel the difference. Why does James consume those products? Because he feels better. He's no longer depressed. He no longer wants to jump off a cliff, and he's walking his dog without a knee brace. That's why we do these products. So we have the best of the life of the few years that we have left on this planet, because it goes way too fast. So again, retail profits, you're going to get 30 points from purchasing below retail. Mary's going to come along and say, you know, I don't really want to be your retail customer because I see this. I want to get wholesale. I know friends and family that would love to have this product. If you are a 4-pack level, which means you have 200 points, you're activated, and Mary purchases 1,000 points, you would make $150, 15%. If you purchased a business pack, you would have made $200 or 20%. But if you have purchased the ultimate pack or worked your way up there within your first 4 weeks, guess what? Your commissions are doubled. A mentor once said to me, Ricia, if the company wants to pay you more money, never, ever, ever leave money on the table. So we all strive for ultimate, which is our top pay status. Once you get there, you never have to requalify for it again. It will also open up the doors for you for gold. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But again, 3 times 10 packs in Canada is $35.70, which is a great deal. It lowers your unit cost. A 30 pack in the US is your best deal if you're an American. And okay, double slide there. And now what's going to happen is Mary is in Illinois. She's going to reach out and start talking to her friends at church. And at the same time, you've actually mentioned it to Henry, who's in Toronto. He's your cousin, and he starts talking to his friends at the bus depot. Well, guess what? Partner Co is going to pay you 15% on your lines combined, except for the largest one, which we call your power lane. So let's say Mary went to town and you've got, a whole bunch of people buying, and you may have 20,000 points that week. That's called your power line. Henry went to town and you've got 10,000 points that week. That's called your pay line. You're going to get 15% of Henry's line. And you can have up to 5 lines depending on different criteria as you grow your business. This base commissions is like a residual income for me. It's every Saturday morning when I wake up and people's auto ships have gone out, their monthly subscriptions, it's automatically money in the purse for you to enjoy your week ahead. In addition to that, when you have $250 of base commissions earned that week, yes, we do get paid every Friday, they put another 15% aside to go into your savings bonus. And as that adds up and reaches $10,000, voila, you get paid on the next green week, your $10,000 USD. For Canadians on the call, yes, that's an American deposit, or rather an American USD deposit. At PXP last year, there were so many people on stage that had their were recognized for receiving their 10K check. And just recently, Jerry and Allison Wyndham had gotten their check. Also to the Ashleys, friends of mine, Reese and Ashley, Eric and Kim. And then we bring it over to Canada. Chris and Joni unlocked theirs in 8 months. These are my friends that told me about the business. Chris's dad, Bob, unlocked his in 10. My dear sister friend, Christy Walsh, she unlocked hers in 14. In fact, the same day that I unlocked mine. So it's like for real, guys. It's so for real. And again, too, you got to remember where I came from. I came 14, 15 months ago. I didn't have $60 in my jeans. That's where I came from. And I found the money to buy 2 boxes to start this incredible career of mine. So miracles happen in this company. I want to impress that upon you. The other thing is you've got your gold status, and your gold status is going to trigger another level of pay called matching bonus. And just real quick, Mary was your first, right? Whatever she makes in base commissions, you're going to earn 15% in what we call matching bonus of her base commissions. And Henry, your cousin in Toronto, you're going to make 15% of whatever Henry made in base commissions. Henry referred Albert, you make 10% of Albert's base commissions. Albert referred Helen, you'll make 5%, et cetera, et cetera. So the more people you personally introduce, the more generations of family that you start, and the more gold you're going to earn. That matching bonus check, in my opinion, is equivalent to a lot of people's mortgage payments in every given month. It can add up very, very quickly. Another way we get paid is lifestyle credits for doing what we do, buying product, referring customers, referring brand partners. We get lifestyle credits that we cash in. Tahiti in 2024, Bahamas in summer of 2024, Punta Cana, the trip that I was just recently on, that was April 2025. And a lot of people just came back from Bali in June of 2025. Now, without further ado, I want to introduce a friend of mine, Paul Gosse. He is from Torbay, Newfoundland. He and his wife are lovely, lovely people. They have been in the network marketing industry since 2008. They're very, very successful. They're in Newfoundland, vice presidents. And look at that guy. He made it to Calgary. He's got a great story to share with us. Paul, I'm so glad to have you on board and sharing your story. And thank you for staying up late. I know you got a big motorcycle ride tomorrow, and I'm trying to get through those slides. Thank you, thank you. So, Paul, you were auto body technician, right?
Yeah, I was an auto body technician really young in my life. And at the age of 27, I decided I had enough of all those chemicals and all that crap. So I decided to get into a sales position.
Okay, good. And so you would have had to be trained, or you trained yourself, because that's a big change from auto body to sales.
Well, you know what? People say, all the time, I hear people say, I'm not a salesperson, I'm not a salesperson. And the thing I always ask is, are you married? Yeah. Well, you sold somebody on something at one time or another. Right? So I think everybody's a salesperson. It just depends on the level that you're in. But but it was a change. I fixed cars and I dealt with people on a regular basis. But then I went into sales totally, and dealing with all the body shops and garages around Newfoundland, and I did that for 23 years. And
what happened in 2008, Paul?
2008, I guess everybody knows what happened there. The economy went for a crap, and I worked for corporate America. I worked for a big corporation, and one of the largest. And if I mention the name, everybody will say, "Oh yeah, I heard that name before." But anyway, yeah. So I was working for them, and in December of 2008, they sent us out a letter saying that there was going to be 3,500 of us globally losing our jobs within the next 12 months. And I looked at Sharon. Yeah, I looked at Sharon and said, "You know what? I'm going to be one of them," because I had a very large territory and a very successful business, and they really didn't need me anymore because I've already gotten all the business. And they said, "Okay, we can get rid of you because we got all the business." So anyway, that's where it went.
Pretty cool, but that's the way it is in corporate America, right?
Absolutely. So you know what, you make some decent money at it, but then they really don't care about you. You're just a number, and so it's up to you what you want to do and make things happen in your life. And that's when we decided to get into network marketing. And the first company we were in, I think you might have been aware of it, but we were into another company, and that closed shortly after. And then I met a gentleman while I was in that company by the name of Chris Doyle, and Chris and I resonated really well. And so when the company closed, I contacted Chris and I said, "Chris, what are you doing?" And he said, "Well, we're looking at something." And he said, "I'll get back to you in a few days." I said, "Okay." So he called me back a little later and he said, "Yeah, we're in a company." And I said, "What are you selling?" He said, "We're selling nutritional products." And I didn't think I needed nutrition. I mean, look at the gut I had on me. I had lots of nutrition, I thought. Wasn't so. I was more malnutrition. But anyway, so from there I said, "Okay, well, tell me about it." And Sharon, my wife here, wasn't too fussy about when I decided to do it, because much like you, Reese, we were broke, and it was $329 US at the time to be able to get into the company. And it was contentious. We're here sitting at this very table, and it was a contentious issue. And I said, "You know what? I'm going to do it." And I came up with my American Express, and I paid the $329, and I got into the business, and we've never looked back. But we've been playing with the business and doing some things with the business over the years. But the last 2 years is when it made a big difference to us. And in the last 2 years, it was the system of growth and the introduction into boards. And that's when our business skyrocketed and we just took off. And I think at one time we were like number 6 in Canada, so it really took off. So yeah, it was great, and it's to do with the drops. So why did I join it? Well, I needed to lose some weight. It wasn't for the nutrition, and so I decided to do it for that. And in 14 weeks, I lost 53 pounds.
Congratulations. Wow.
Thank you. And so my first month, like the first day when I got the shipment, Sharon like looked at the box and she said, "Give me that box." And she went and she Googled all the ingredients and she came back and she said, "Here you go. Here's your box back." And I said, "Okay, what did you find out?" She said, "I hate to admit to it, but
I wasn't happy. I was looking for something wrong with it.
she was looking to find
You're
something
gonna hate
wrong."
when he's right, eh, Sharon?
Yeah.
So she handed it back to me. She says, "I can't find anything wrong with it. It's everything there is good for you." I said, "Okay, cool." So we both went on the program, and in my first month, I lost 20 pounds in 28 days, and so Sharon looks at me. She says, "You getting any more of that stuff?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" And she said, "Well, order some in for me too." so
Yay! Yay!
so it worked, and so in 14 weeks, I lost 53 pounds, and I think you lost 22, was it?
22, yeah.
Yeah, Sharon lost 22 pounds, so it was all good. And so that was 11 years ago, and we're not looking back. We're very happy with what we're doing here. I'm very happy with the company.
And since Partner Co, it's just phenomenal.
Yeah,
Who wouldn't want to? I don't understand anybody not wanting to join this company.
since
Yeah.
Darren and John took over, the changes that we've seen are like phenomenal. So yeah, we were here before, and we thought it was good before, but now it's
Wow.
immense. Absolutely.
Let's talk about that for a minute, about the community. You were recently in Calgary at our Calgary Connect event. I have never seen this kind of community, this kind of love, this kind of culture that you go up and hug people from other lines. You know, as some companies say, they're not in your line, you can't talk to them, you can't train with them, you can't go to their event. But what have you seen as far as the community and culture that we have here in Partner Co?
It's phenomenal. And so I'll take it a step further, and I'll surprise Paula here. We had a meeting here in Newfoundland back on December the 9th, and Paula came in right out of the blue, which is someone told her about this program, and I think it was Kim told her about it, and so she came in and she said, "Okay, I'm going to check this out." And she went to our meeting with Todd and Ashley and Lucy, and so from there she said, "Look, I'm going to join." And so Paula, I have no tie with Paula at all, zero financial tie, but Paula, I think you can attest to it that we've been working very well together over the last, what's it now, 8 months, and
Absolutely.
and Paula surpassed us, by the way. So yeah, absolutely. And we work together, and everybody works together, and everybody makes the dream happen. It's cool.
Well, thank you. And thank you for looking after dear Paula. That's awesome. And Paula, thank you for looking after the Gosses too.
Oh, we make a great mixed team, we call ourselves. And
Yeah,
we're into summer right now, but we're communicating and can't wait to see you guys. I guess the next time I'm gonna see is at PXP.
Yes.
looks that way. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what I love is as well too is in other companies there's that competition, always having to strive to be higher and higher. But I think in this company, everyone has this feeling of prosperity and abundance rather than feel threatened. Right. We know there's so many people out there. Everybody out there needs this product, right? And
well, remember, 63% people are obese.
Exactly.
In Canada.
Yeah. And wow. I'm so very grateful, Paul and Sharon, for coming on our call, and congratulations to your success. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in Dallas. So very happy. And thank you for sharing your story with us. And Sharon, thank you for endorsing this product so your husband can keep going.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us on. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. And
anything we can do to help
on
anybody.
that beautiful trip ahead of you too. Travel safe.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
Another great story. Oh my God. So how will you know? You've heard from Paul and Sharon, you've heard from James, you've heard from Lori. How will you know if the products work for you? You've heard it from me. You'll have more energy. You'll sleep like a baby. You'll be joyous. Your husband won't want to slap you. You've got increase in libido, reduction in inflammation. So it's not only about the skinny jeans, it's about feeling better, right? Getting your mojo back. Better elimination, digestion, less brain fog. These are measurable things, guys, that you're going to be able to tell that these products are helping you. Now, when you go to work tomorrow, when you go to that family barbecue on Saturday, I want you to look around every single person in your 6 inches of community. needs these products. They all suffer from these exact same symptoms as you do. All of them, everyone. You are teaming up with Partner Co. by the numbers. We've sold over 1 million bottles, over 172 million bottles of Tahitian noni. We're in 50 global countries. We are voted the #1 compensation plan in the world. I've never seen so many people be celebrated on stage at Calgary Connect in my life. And we're talking about 78-year-old Charlene Kloster, 78-year-old Cheryl Cook danced across the stage in celebration of their rank advancements. And before I say this about asking you whether you're 1, 2, 3, or 4, I want to say this. I was just recently traveling from Chapala, Mexico to Guadalajara, Mexico. Along that road coming into the city for about a solid 10 kilometers. The road was being ripped up to install a light rail transit. On the service road on the side were business after business after business after business closed. Nobody could access these businesses because of this construction that destroyed the road. Whether you're an employee or an owner, you never know what kind of stuff is going to come in your path to stop you from earning that Plan A. And look at with Paul. You would think you'd never fire your sales force, but they said, hey, thanks for all the customers you got us. Goodbye. We don't need you anymore. These things happen, right? What if your child was sick and you need to be there with that child? Some employers will allow some time off, but not 3 months off. What if your mom was sick and she was in her dying years, your dad? You need to be there. Not a lot of businesses would say, here, take 4 months off and be with mom, right? So I want you to really seriously think about this as a Plan B, a must-have. If you contribute half an hour a day into your business, you will see some changes in your financial world. #1 is the person who wants the drops and be ready to buy retail. No, I don't think you want to be that person, not after that last speech, right? You want the drops and would love to become a brand partner or a wholesale customer to save money. That's great. Many of us started that way just so we can get the product wholesale. That's great too. And whoever introduced you will certainly look after any of your referrals. But why not get on this health and wealth train and ride with us? And I'm going to encourage you to get on this health and wealth train and ride it big. Because look at, people are riding fast and furious to the top, all the way to destination prosperity. Magical things change. You've heard Paul and Sharon's story. You heard my story. Where will you be when I interview you 1 year from now? What will you be telling me? What trips will you be telling me about? What improvements around your home? Who in your family did you help? What are those things that you will be telling me 1 year from now? And the choices we make today directly predict where we'll be a year from today. Let's live the dream together. Time, freedom, a body you love. Put on that polka dot bikini. Financial stability. Get a hug fest going on like we do at our conventions. Community of friends and luxury experiences. It really takes as little as 5 minutes. We can easily help you choose your plan. Our next opportunity call will be Monday, August 11th at 7 p.m. Pacific. I want to thank so very much Paul and Sharon for being our very special guests tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Lori Davis, thank you so much for your testimonial. It was awesome to get to know you. And James Scott, I love you to bits. Thank you so much for sharing with us your very difficult testimony. Thank you to all our brand partners who regularly support our call. I appreciate your support, and especially to our guests, because this call is all about you. Special thanks to Paula, my beautiful co-hostess, that did such a great job of managing the room before I came on board. Thank you, everybody, and good night. I'll stop the recording.